Hello there, Star Wars fans, and welcome back to another RebelScum.com video review. Today we're reviewing the new Black Series Gaming Greats, Bastila Shan, the legendary Jedi warrior of Knights of the Old Republic, the one who helped bring Darth Revan to the light side, and also his soon-to-be wife, because they also have the daughter Bastila Shan from the Old Republic MMORPG, which hopefully we start getting more characters for that as well, in addition to Darth Malgus, because not only do I want to see a Black Series Shae Vizsla in the future, but I really want to see a Satele and a Republic Trooper, and there's actually a lot of other really cool characters, droids, and more from the Old Republic MMO. I know a lot of fans would really love a Vitiate, the twins, and honestly, we could go on and on about the Old Republic. The Old Republic was awesome. There was a lot of cool stuff from it, and those cinematics are so legendarily beautiful. They look so good to this day. They have aged like fine wine. What is with MMO games having just the best cinematics ever? I don't know what it is, but Disney should definitely look into working with some of those VFX companies as well, because they wouldn't be having the CGI problems in Marvel they're having now with studios like that, I think. But that's up to the expertise of those guys and not me. Anyway, here is Bastila in the packaging. She looks really awesome. On the side, you have that side panel artwork of Bastila. On the back, you have words and things and another image of the Bastila figure. And that's pretty much it for the packaging. And here is Bastila out of the packaging. And if you thought Darth Malak looked really good out of the packaging, and you like Bastila, well, she looks even better in my opinion. And I also kind of hope that, much like they did with the Darth Revan and Jedi Knight Revan, that we also get a dark side Bastila as well, because spoiler alert, she does get turned to the dark side briefly in Knights of the Old Republic, and depending on which playthrough you go through, she either becomes your new apprentice. If you're the Sith Lord, you end up killing her just because you're going for extra bad guy points as the Sith Lord, or you save her doing the correct version of the playthrough where you are Jedi Knight Revan and you bring her back to the light and you help her redeem herself. But also there is a bad version of that ending as well, where you end up having to kill her because she just refuses to turn. It is a tough argument to get her to come back to the light, but it is doable, and it is the way you're supposed to do it, or it's at least the way that story plays out canonical to that story. So there you go. Anyway, I honestly couldn't have imagined a better update to this character myself. They even got awesome details on this character that aren't even in the game. That's how well detailed she is. They definitely filled in some of the gaps artistically for the fans. That face sculpt looks absolutely fantastic. I love her hairstyle that they went with for her as well. I really like the shoulder pads right here that also come into these little kind of like tailcoat pieces that are on her upper back, because usually your tailcoats are, well, towards your tail section. But I really like that as well. I also like that she's got these little side pieces, and then there's the front and back piece to the robes around her waist as well. You got some utility belt pouches on her belt. She does come with her signature double-bladed yellow lightsaber. I would also like to point out that this is the first ever Black Series 6-inch scale figure to come with a yellow-bladed lightsaber so far. Now, hopefully we get some of the other versions, like a true Rey from the end of The Rise of Skywalker, where she has her new lightsaber that she made herself. I would also very much like to see a Black Series Temple Guard, and I know a lot of other fans would love to see a Black Series Temple Guard, both from the Clone Wars and from Rebels. And there's been some other really cool uses of yellow-bladed lightsabers, both from canon and Legends from over the years. So I would definitely love to see more, but I'm glad that we finally have one. And in case you're wondering, I know her lightsaber hilt design does look very similar to the Jaro Tapal lightsaber hilt design. And in case you're wondering if they just repainted the one that came with Cal Kestis, they didn't. This is a totally new molded lightsaber hilt. Her lightsaber hilt is longer than the one that came with the deluxe release of Cal Kestis, and the emitter is also noticeably shorter. It's still also pretty video game accurate while also filling in some of those gaps of detail that the game just didn't have back then artistically. So I really like that Hasbro did that and took some interesting liberties with Bastila's design here, because it really made for a great figure. The Black Series 3 3/4 and VC release of Bastila were pretty decent, but in my opinion, this one blows it out of the water by a lot. She is fully articulated, head is on a ball joint, neck is also on a ball joint inside the torso, fully articulated shoulders, and luckily these pads here are soft rubbery plastic, so they move pretty easily. You do have some inner socket shoulder joints as well, single jointed elbows, wrist joints, waist, hips, upper thigh, double jointed knees, single jointed ankles, and that's pretty much it for articulation. I will say my one complaint about this figure is, unlike Malik, they didn't come up with any way for her to store her lightsaber, so you can have her just hold it unignited or hold it ignited, or just have it set to the side if you don't want to display her with her lightsaber in her hand, because there's just nowhere for it to store. It doesn't store anywhere on her belt. She can hold it or she can not hold it. Those are your two options. So I gotta say that is my one complaint about this figure. Not really a big deal, but it does bug me when figures come with weapon accessories and there's no way for them to store their weapons on them, especially if it's a character who does traditionally store their weapon like she does often throughout the game. Real quick for comparison, here is Bastila next to the figure she was released with, Darth Malik. So our two newest additions to the Knights of the Old Republic video game character roster. And again, I do want to see a dark side Bastila just so I can have her next to her new master, Darth Malik, because she does become his new apprentice in the game. For comparison, here she is next to her companion, Jedi Knight Revan, so you can see Bastila and her version of Revan side by side. And here she is next to another one of her fellow companions, the Wookiee Zalbar, which was released much earlier in the Phase 4 version of the Gaming Greats. And I'm so glad that we got Zalbar, because I really love this figure. And like I said, I really hope we get more of the Ebon Hawk crew, because now we have 3 members of the Ebon Hawk crew. Not only that, but we now finally have a full squad of the Ebon Hawk crew, because you always had 3 characters. There is your character, which of course is Revan, spoiler alert, and then you could have 2 companions with you at any time throughout the game. So you could have Bastila and Zalbar as an example of your companions to accompany you in the game. But hopefully we get the rest of the Ebon Hawk crew as well. I know a lot of fans, myself included, would love to see more Ebon Hawk characters in the Black Series 6-inch scale. We definitely need a mission vow to go with our Zalbar, at least to finish off that pairing, if not to finish off the whole crew. But we also need the droids, T3M4 and HK47, the other 2 Jedi in the group, Julie and Juhani, and of course there's the Mandalorian mercenary, Canderous. We can't leave out Canderous because he's just super cool and awesome. And then the heart and soul of the group, our moral compass, so to speak, Karth Onasi of the Republic. We definitely need a Karth. Hopefully we get a Karth. Then there's also a lot of characters from Knights of the Old Republic 2 that are really cool that we need to go with. Darth Nihilus that we got from that. And then we also have the legendary Sith Lord Darth Malgus from the Old Republic MMORPG game as well. So a lot of cool Star Wars characters to come in the Black Series Gaming Greats. What are some that you're hoping to see next in the future? Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the forums. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into today's review featuring the Black Series Gaming Greats Bastila Shan from Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Have you played through or watched a playthrough of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic? And what did you think of that story? Let us know in the comments. And again, let us know about the characters you want to see from these games, including Knights of the Old Republic 2 and including Star Wars The Old Republic as well. I would love to know. Stay tuned for more awesome Star Wars toy reviews, content, news, and more on rebelscum.com. There's something new on rebelscum.com every single day. Don't forget to add these characters on your collectorsoracle.com profile. And if you're not signed up for collectorsoracle.com as of yet, well, what are you waiting for? It's totally free. You have the full power of it at your fingertips, absolutely free. So start managing your collection like a pro. If you like non-Star Wars content, check out our other website, cooltoyreview.com, for all kinds of awesome toy news and more there. And like and subscribe both to Cool Toy Review and Bay 12 for awesome non-Star Wars video reviews and other toy content. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you another time. May the Force be with all of you, you Rebel Scum.